also,
cool.
I want to talk about somebody else that's been fired up in the news a lot lately, and that's Harry and Meghan. And,
Oh
I don't like
God.
to talk about them all the time, but when there's something that's like this, I need to talk about it. So, Harry and Meghan have been on TV again, but not the way you'd think they would be on TV. Nope. South Park decided to finally touch on the Harry and Meghan situation. So, they had this whole episode just came out, and it's about Harry and Meghan. They don't call him Harry and Meghan. They say the prince and his wife, that's what they say in the show, are
Canadian prince.
the Canadian prince, yeah. So he's
Oh.
Canadian. So his head's bobbing like he's Canadian and all that. And they're on their privacy world tour. Their privacy world tour, going around the world, being like, "We need our privacy, man. We need our privacy. Give us our privacy." So they're going around doing that, and they move across the street from Kyle. No, from Stan, right? Move across the
No,
street
Kyle.
from.
It was
It is Kyle. Yeah, it is Kyle. And they keep asking Kyle for their privacy, and like he's playing drums in the front yard, and Kyle's like, "What? You're just playing drums? Like, give me my privacy, son. Give me my. Come on, man. Come on, friend." But so the whole thing was centered around a red-headed character and his wife who relocate to South Park, Colorado. The Prince of Canada is seen promoting his book to the world, and actually his book is called like blah blah or something like that. Wah blah blah.
Wow, wow.
Wah wah. It's called Wah Wah. That's what it was. It was called Wah Wah. But so anyways, people were saying that they were gonna sue South Park. That was the thing. Like they're saying they're gonna sue them because of this show. And then Harry and Meghan came forward and said, "We're not gonna sue South Park." They say that now. We'll see. I don't know if they've watched that episode because they really rip into them. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. It's classic South Park style. They are not holding any punches. They go, like I said, they go around the country and they're flying to private jets to different countries and be like, "We need our privacy. We need our privacy. Privacy, yes, wife. Let's get our privacy."
With little like sticks with signs on them, like "privacy, please" and "stay away," and like they're like running through the streets of Paris, and like like they show the plane like going everywhere, and they just like do a little walk.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
good.
It's
picture up there.
hilarious. I can't.
Yeah, but
It's
I just
so
laughed.
funny.
It's so funny, but it's typical
But they were
South
in
Park
Canada on a
fashion.
talk show, and the talk show host in Canada was like, "Well, I think some people might say that your Instagram loving bitch wife doesn't really want her privacy," and he was like, "What? Huh? How dare you say that about my Instagram loving bitch wife? She does want her privacy." And then they like decided to move to South Park to get out of Canada, like the same way that they moved out of England. It really was very clever and very funny.
Yeah, it was
Awesome.
it was great, but without giving you out the ending, because South Park episodes are so short. That's pretty much the premise. They get to South Park, and then Kyle has to deal with them. And even the way this episode started, it was with like the Queen's death, and I was like,
Oh, brutal! That was brutal.
the way they showed the
That
Queen
was
like dead
brutal.
in the coffin was like, oh, South Park just not caring. Yeah, literally
was a
like that
lot.
with like
That
X's
was a
on her
lot.
eyes and shit.
not good.
And then
That I
like
didn't care
Ike
for.
is watching it. His little brother Ike's watching, of course, because he's Canadian, so they want to tie
Crying
that
the
in,
whole
and he's
time.
crying and stuff. But yeah, it's quite the episode. They do not hold any punches. Like wow, like I said, the book.
That's awesome.
Jake, is this something you'll watch? Are you excited about this? Does it make you laugh? And do you think they'd actually sue South Park over this?
I don't think they can sue them.
Yeah,
I think it's great. Well, you know how there's like Facebook official, right?
yeah,
And then there's like a certain level of douchebaggery that you have to reach in order to be on South Park and to be made fun of. And they exceeded
Fish sticks,
it
man.
by far.
Fish
Yeah,
sticks.
like so I'm gonna watch South Park for the first time in 15 years, I think,
Dude, you
to check this
got it.
out, because the last South Park I watched was the one with Mickey Mouse when he's
Oh,
like the giant.
shit. Yeah, he's boys. The
Yeah.
purity rings and the Jonas Brothers, that stuff.
Yes,
Is that
that's
you're
the
talking
last
about?
one I watched.
Where are your
That's
rings,
the last
boys?
one I
Huh?
watched. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was.
So-
He's flying in the Millennium Falcon. That shit was intense. That was funny.
Mhm.
Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
is like beating the Jonas Brothers' asses. That
Yeah,
was
he was so mad. He was so mad.
honestly the pandemic stuff. I actually enjoyed a lot. It's a lot
Yeah.
of fun just because it shows them grown up. And because they make fun of how COVID's lasted so long, and so now they're old men and they're still dealing with the pandemic, and it gets to see like how they grow up and how they become, which is kind of fun. And then they go
Interesting,
backwards
yeah.
in time again, But they have a whole thing where they show their grown up versions, which is fun. But South Park that's the thing about them. They're always like we do here on the show. It's all about like current events, and they write them on the seat of their pants. Like, they're writing these episodes right before they air. They're finishing them right before they air. So there's no like we build episodes up and air them like a typical TV show. No, it's all like right before. It's insane how much time they put in, and they pump these episodes out, and then they're so good. So, and then sometimes they aren't, of course, but they've been a lot of fun, especially recently. And this was a good one. Like, honestly, it's a good return to form, like a Paris Hilton one where they made fun of her, or when they made fun of Sookie with her Sookie, where she was like that little creature from
That's right.
Remember that shit?
Yes, I do.
It's like a return to that for them. So I laughed a lot when I saw them. I'm like, all right, good on you, South Park, especially because they're like, with all their big problems, because all their money and their millions and their problems, So it was funny. Sabrina, you love this, right? Yeah, you don't think that they can actually actually sue South Park over this, can you?
I mean, I'm sure they could if they wanted to. I don't think that they would win. However, I feel like it's very on brand for them to be like, I'm going to sue South Park. Like, I feel like I wouldn't be fucking surprised one bit. Although the publicist was like, oh my God, this is just fake news media. Like, they would never do that. Bitch, please. They would never fucking do that. Seriously, is that what we're going with? Because it's bullshit.
Really is.
But it is also 100% obviously Harry and Meghan. Like, there is no like if, ands, or buts about it. They are depicting Harry and Meghan. So I mean, I'm sure they would have like an ish case, but like not enough. Like, I mean, I don't know that they would waste their poker chips on suing South Park. I think they would wait for a bigger fish to fry, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think so too. I can't imagine they would. But then again, if they run out of money, you never know. They need money.
They're not gonna run out of money, dude. They have like so many deals for doing nothing. They just breathe and get paid. Like, she did a podcast where she got paid $1 million an episode to literally do nothing. The producer would interview the people, and then she would come in and do her side when she fucking felt like it. Like, talk about a lazy motherfucker. Like, please, I'm sorry. She is one of the most like.
Give it to her, Sabrina. What do you think about her? What do you think about her?
I really don't care for her. I don't care for her. As a person, I feel like she's playing the fucking victim and like, woe is fucking me. Oh, I'm sorry I married royalty. I'm sorry that I was a B actress in a shit show on USA for 5 minutes. Like, I just need to be quiet. And, oh my God, they followed us. Like, just stop. Just fucking stop. Okay? You love attention. No one who wants to be an actor doesn't love attention. Now, I'm not saying you want a helicopter of paparazzi over your fucking house, because that's quite annoying, I'm sure. Like, not that I know personally, because obviously I don't. But like, she obviously went into a field where she could be looked at and appreciated and fucking ogled, and then she gets mad that she was like a sex symbol as a briefcase girl. It's like, bitch, you took the job to be half naked and hold a fucking briefcase. Like,
it's very true.
Is what you're supposed to just look pretty. That's what your job is, to look pretty. And you did a great job. You looked pretty holding the briefcase. Sometimes they picked your number and you got to walk it over to somebody. Congratulations. Like, just stop. You know, like, it's too much. And for her to pretend like she didn't know anything about the royal family and didn't know anything about Harry and didn't know anything, like, I feel like her bullshit knows no bounds. You know what I'm saying?
It's like Amber
and
Heard.
She like, oh God, oh my God. I mean, that
like
Amber
besties.
Heard's are they really?
Well, they should be. It sounds like.
Oh my God. I was like,
person.
no, that is like, that took the wind out of me, like out of my lungs. I was like, what? Because Amber Heard is there's
Case
a special
solved.
place. Dude, there's a special
Best
place
friends.
for that bitch.
Yeah.
I will say
They have a new
that.
show, Best Friends for
Like,
Life. Let's do it.
I don't think Megan is.
Oh, dude, you
like,
would sell
Meghan,
so much.
I don't care for Megan.
We'll call it The Bitches Are Back.
In that category.
Oh,
my
Lord.
God, I hate you both so much.
The bitches are back.